Hi, it's Anthony from CarPlayLife.com, and today we're checking out another deluge of iPhone 13 Pro cases from Elago. So keep watching for my review of all of these cases. So I've reached out to Elago and they've been kind enough to give me a bunch of their entire lineup. All these cases are for the iPhone 13 Pro, and I'll be doing 2 more cases for the iPhone 13 mini. I have an iPhone 13 Pro here, and this is what I'll be putting all of these cases onto to test them out. We'll be doing MagSafe as well, and everything else that you would actually come to expect with any cases in terms of durability and form and function. So we'll be looking at today the hybrid case, which is like a clear case. We've got a Pebble case, which looks very sort of Google Pixel looking. We've got an armored case, which has got a lot of durability. Then we've got the standard white silicone case. We also have a silicone case in black that it has MagSafe. And then we've got the Glide case, which is like a 2-tone color case for the iPhone. And then we have the Urban Clear, which is an angular lined version of the clear case. And finally, we've got the iPhone 13 mini, and we've got a silicone case for the iPhone 13 mini, and we've also got their clear case as well. So first things first, we're going to check out the hybrid case. So here we have the clear case here. It's your standard clear case, and on the inside we've got a dotted pattern to prevent yellowing and also prevent any bubbles from forming if you ever get any water inside, and it also helps with a little bit of allowing air to flow underneath the phone, but normally it's just for the yellowing process. You've got the silicone buttons for the sleep, switch and volume buttons. They're all molded into the case itself. We've got a standard sleep switch there, some accurate holes for the grill and the lightning port as well. And we've got the camera bump lip as well to help protect the camera bump. Very easy to put in there. Looks good. Doesn't feel as bulky as some other clear cases that are on the market. Some of them really do have a thicker edge to it. There's a slight little angular sort of edge to the side here. Big enough space for the mute switch, cutouts for the grill, and big enough for a third-party cable for the lightning port. There's a slight edge lip to it, so you can actually have some front face down protection when you have it down on this table surface. And on the back you've got a very slight, I'd say less than a millimeter protection for the camera bump there. So with MagSafe, it obviously will charge it, but it probably won't. No, I can't even let go of the phone. It goes already. So that's not holding onto the phone that well either. It's a common trait with cases that don't have MagSafe on the back. So bear that in mind. If you've got MagSafe accessories that you want to use with this case, you're better off getting a MagSafe case instead. This hybrid case from Elago retails for $9.99, so a very reasonable price. The dotted effect does kind of semi come through there. It's not bad. I do like it's not bulky. That's the best thing about this case. It's definitely not a slim case, but it's definitely not the bulkiest clear case that I've seen so far. Another thing you get with all of these cases, you get a bunch of stickers, so you can actually put them on your laptop or your bag or whatever, or even on the case if you think you prefer these. Right, next up, this is going to be very similar to the iPhone 13 Pro clear case, but it's going to have a few little extra accents on it as well. So it feels a little bit more rubbery than the clear case. Again, we've got a bunch of stickers here, should you want to use those. And it's almost like privacy glass. That's what it feels like. There's no cover to remove here. There's like a little bit of an indentation here that you might want to put your little finger on, or your, I don't know, just to make it a bit easier to hold. Quite a few of these cases you'll see this feature. You've got some irregular cutouts on the bottom. Everything's all molded in, big sleep switch and a nice big fat camera bump at the top. So we'll get this added in. Goes on very easily. It has a rounded curve edge to it, so it's going to be very similar to the earlier line of iPhones where you had that curved edge. There's no straight edge on this one, so it's a little bit nicer to hold. And I think there's a few other cases of theirs which has that sort of curved edge on the side, so it kind of cut. If you're not a fan of the iPhone 13 square edges and you want a case that curves it off a bit, then this is something that will do that. The clear case was a little bit more ridged, so this is a little bit different. So we've got a raised lip edge there, so we're going to protect it from any front face down impacts. We got a big camera bump there. That's definitely more than the clear case, and it's definitely protecting the camera lenses. Buttons are very easy to press down. We've got the precision cutouts for the speaker grills, and the lightning cable there is plenty big enough for any third-party cables. On the back, it kind of diffuses the Apple logo a little bit, which is quite cool. I think that's good. It feels nice, a bit rubbery. It's definitely not going to pick up any dust because it doesn't feel like that kind of plastic. And with the ridged inside, it's going to help with heat dissipation of the phone itself. You get a slight hint of the grey shining through there, so that's quite nice. So this is the Urban Clear Case from Elago. It retails for $11.99, and I think it's not a bad case if you're a fan of smoothing off the edges. The grid pattern on the back is quite nice. It's definitely unique. Not really sure about this little indentation, didn't really work for me, but there's definitely lots of protection there on the front and the back, and overall it's a nice, cheap but nice looking case. As MagSafe goes, it'll be the same story. It will charge it, but it will not hold on to it. It's very loose, and I can't even let go of my phone and have it carry the weight. It just won't hold on to it. Okay, next we have the silicone case. This is a standard silicone case material, and it's basically to rival Apple's own silicone cases. But I think the majority of Apple silicones, they do support MagSafe, but this one will not. So this is just your standard silicone case. A little bit of a camera bump on the edge. Everything's all molded on these side buttons with a little bit of a cutout for the mute switch. You've got rounded holes instead of long open bars. You've got a fairly average lightning port hole there. Inside it's kind of like soft texture, so that's going to protect your phone a little bit on the inside. So let's get this on. Very easy to put on without pinching the edges like on some other brands. Obviously it's not see-through, you don't have any Apple logo on the back. You do have a small little lip on the edge. The buttons are very easy to press in. Everything's all in alignment there on the bottom. It feels nice. But I do know that this is the type of silicone that is going to pick up dust and dirt and hair and all sorts of things very, very easily. So be wary of that with most silicone cases. It's quite rare to get the ones that have the silicone material that will not do that. Most silicone cases do kind of pick up this kind of fluff from your pockets, or if you have it placed down on a couch, it's going to pick up that as well. For MagSafe, it is the same story. It's going to still charge your phone through it, no problem. But to let go, it's not going to stay on there at all. And that seems to be the bane of a lot of cases for the iPhone 13 Pro. Unless it's MagSafe, it's really not going to do a good enough job. So this is the silicone case from Elago. It comes in lots and lots of colours, and it retails for $15.99. Slightly different stickers over this one. You just get one big fat Elago California sticker, and obviously California, same badge as the previous cases as well. So next we have the silicone cover with MagSafe ability, and here we have it in black. There are a number of other color options that they also do. I've had this on my phone for a few days now. You can see that it has been slightly worn a little bit, but you can see that it does pick up the dirt and a little bit of smudges as well, actually, with oils from your hands. So it's not my sort of favorite case, and that's also the detriment of silicone cases, but it comes with MagSafe, and we'll try that in a minute. It has a camera bump like the previous model, of case that we just looked at. Everything's all molded in with hole cutouts and a average hole for the lightning port socket. We'll get this attached. This goes on very easily. It looks good, but it is a very kind of sticky silicone material. It's not that kind of harder material that is less prone for catching dust. It really does pick it up like a bit of a dust magnet. Camera bump is all there for you, so it protects your lenses, as will the lip at the front to protect the front of the case. And we've got an open hole here for the sleep switch. The grills are all perfectly in alignment, which is good. It's a relatively cheap case. It's obviously going to be cheaper than Apple's own version. I think they want sort of $39 or something for Apple's MagSafe silicone cases, whereas Elago are asking for $20.99. So a bit of a hefty saving from Apple's own version, but you are getting a little bit cheaper silicone, but you do have MagSafe, which we'll try. So that goes on the back, and then that does the charging. If I were to let go, it's definitely holding on to it, unlike all the other silicone cases without MagSafe, and it's doing a good job, fairly good job of holding on. It's not the best, I guess, the silicone material or the way the magnet is inside and how it's placed is giving it that effect. Generally, it's not a bad case, but I think you can do better. Right, moving on to the armored case. This is going to be one that's for people that want to have much better durability from their cases. If they think they're going to drop it a lot more frequently, or they're out and about and they actually want to have better protection from their case. This is the type of material that I was talking to you about. This feels like it's not going to pick up any dirt. It's kind of like less sticky, kind of rubber silicone. I don't know if they call it liquid silicone, or I think that's what the other ones are made from. Some air sort of pockets on the bottom. It's not brushed or MagSafe on the inside. This kind of recesses down, then you've got a sort of a ribbed texture on the back. Might be able to strike matches on it perhaps. A little bit of a ridge there, and you've got angular corners for, I don't know, just aesthetics a little bit. On the bottom, you've got a carbon fiber pattern on the bottom, and again on the top. Large cutouts here, they're not holes, and there's a very large USB to lightning socket hole there as well. So that's attached to the case. I think it looks nice and smart. Definitely carries over the angles from the iPhone 13 Pro as well. You've got quite a generous lip on there for the camera bump, and then on the bottom you've got a little bit extra generous lip as well for the front face. It's not going to be total destructive protection on this case. Maybe if you put a tempered glass on the top, that might help, but it's definitely not like an OtterBox or anything like that. I think it's just had this kind of aesthetics applied to this case to make it look armored rather than actually being armored. But you do have extra edges on the bottom, so that's probably where the armored part comes into. So if you were to drop it on the corners, which is most likely going to be when you drop it, you've got to get some extra protection there. These buttons they feel quite separate to the case itself, but they are molded in and they're very easy to press. You've got a fairly recessed in sleep switch. Grills are well cut out for the bottom of the phone, and just generally it's not a bad phone. It's got a good material. You can see I'm getting dirt in this recess already, so if you are out and about and you're going to get this dirty, then it's definitely going to enter into these ridges here, which is probably not ideal, so bear that in mind. So as for MagSafe, this is not a MagSafe case, but it will charge through without any problems, but it won't hold on to it. It's very loose in that regard, so bear that in mind if you plan on using this case with any MagSafe accessories. So this is the armored case from Elago, and it retails for just $11.99. Right, moving on to the more stylish iPhone 13 Pro cases. This is the Glide case. It's you can see it comes in a number of two-tone colors, and the one I've gone for is grey and yellow. Similar stickers that you get from the other cases, but this case doesn't have any brushed inside. Lots of logos and stamps, a bit of an orange accent on the inside. On the edges it's that silicone, but it's not the silicone that's going to stick to fur, so that's nice. There's a bit of a two-tone. This is a bit more solid plastic, this bit, similar to this bit on the inside, so this is more rigid than this. The buttons are connected at two particular points, but it is made out of the same side material, with a big open hole for the mute switch, open grill at the bottom, nothing on top, just a little bit of side branding, Elago side branding there. So we'll get that attached to the phone. Bit harder to get on this one, but once it's on, it's in. This looks a little bit more protective than the Armor case actually. You've got a bit more of a ridge on the bottom. I don't know if you can see that there. You got definitely a lot of coverage for the camera bump there. And I think it looks quite smart as well, the way it comes out like that, molds into the top. Buttons are very easy to press, being molded from the same material. And the lightning socket and speaker grills are all machine done well enough there. So I've just fitted it, and you can see that it's just come loose already. So I don't know if that's a feature or it's meant to do that. It's gone back in okay. That was a little bit unexpected, but you can see that this actually fits in fine now. It's not coming off. It wasn't easy to come off, so I guess it's just done that on a little bit randomly, I guess. But I think it looks like a nice case. Might have been nice if this was black. I don't think you can get this in a very dark black. Most of them are like a grey kind of colour, and then the accent of this is different. You can get this in like a stony grey colour and slightly off white, and you can get the bottom here in pink, brown, copper, green, purple, and all sorts. So this is probably the most striking, brightest version. I think it looks rather nice. As MagSafe goes, same story. It will charge the phone, totally fine, but it will not hold on to it. So bear that in mind if you have any accessories that you plan on using this phone with that uses MagSafe. So this is the Glide case. This particular one is dark grey and yellow, and these retail for $14.99. Right, now we've got the Pebble case for the iPhone 13 Pro from Elago. This reminds me of the very early Pixel phones, where you've got like this kind of material and it had like a coloured accent, buttons on the edges, but this one does not come with it like that. It does actually feel a bit like a Pebble, so that's really nice. You've got the same kind of little finger hole recess on the back here. You've got the grill at the bottom, that's more like holes rather than circles. These are all molded out of the side of walls of the case itself. And as you can see, it's a rounded case, it's not square. So that's gonna make it a little bit softer to hold. And you've got almost like the opposite of the Urban case on the inside of this particular case. So these little ridges are gonna help with keeping the phone cool if it ever gets hot, but other than that, that's pretty much it. So let's get this phone added in. Goes on very easily, really looks the part. I think this is really nice case. One of the better cases that I've seen for the iPhone 13 Pro. All the holes are all in alignment, looks great. The side switch button is big enough to mute without any problems, and all this feels all nice and molded in with a definitely generous camera bump for protection of the lenses, and on the front there's quite a generous lip as well for front protection. It is rounded on the edges, so it's really nice to hold. That's really nice. It feels very rough, like a Pebble, so that's a a nice sort of grippy texture as well, so it's not going to slip out your hands like a bar of soap or something. You've got a big hole here, super generous hole for third-party lightning cables, and generally I think it's a really nice case. The shame thing is that they haven't put MagSafe in this. I think that would have been an absolute winner with this case. It's something that I would probably keep, but it does charge the phone, but again, it's really loose. It wouldn't hold itself on any MagSafe accessories that well at all, unfortunately. So other than that, it would have been my most favorite case out of their entire lineup. Really, really nice, and I hope we can see this brought out with MagSafe in the future if you're listening. So this is the Pebble case from Elago. This retails for $13.99, and I think it's very, very nice. Right, next up is the mini lineup. We've got two cases to look at. The first is a silicone case. So this is the silicone case for the iPhone mini. We've got the mini here. This is the mint edition. It comes in white, pink, violet and black. And here we have the silicone cover here. Same as before with the iPhone 13 Pro. Everything's all molded in. We've got a brushed texture on the inside. We've got holes on the bottom, nothing on top, and a little bit of a camera bump for the camera lenses. So we'll get this added on to our iPhone mini. So that's it attached to our iPhone mini. We've got the white edition here. The buttons are super easy to press. I think it looks really nice. The mint color is quite a nice accent to the phone itself. The holes at the bottom are well cut out, and you've got a nice lightning port there, hole for probably the official cable. Thicker third-party cables might struggle there. There's a bit of a lip on the front for front protection, and a fairly generous ridge there for the camera bump as well to protect the lenses. And as for MagSafe, it just clearly goes on the back of the silicone case. It will charge it totally fine, but like all the other silicone cases that don't have MagSafe, this is going to struggle to hold onto your phone. So bear that in mind if you plan on using this particular case with any MagSafe accessories. Elago don't really sell many cases for the iPhone mini. It's just the silicone case and the next one I'm going to bring up. But for this one, this is their silicone case for the iPhone mini, and it costs $15.99. Again, it comes with a few stickers, probably a little bit smaller than the other phone in case you want to put them on your phone. And finally, this is our last case for the video. We've got the hybrid case for the iPhone mini. So we've got our iPhone 13 mini here, and this is the hybrid case. This is the only second case that they actually do other than the silicone for the iPhone mini. It has a dotted material on the inside. Everything's all molded into the side buttons here. You've got open holes on the bottom for the speaker grill and the lightning support, and a small little camera bump there to protect the lenses. So we'll get this in our case. Easy to put on, and everything is all in alignment. We've got the sleep switch there, enough to press it. All the holes are in alignment there for the speaker grill and the lightning port. Very generous lightning port hole there. On the front, we've got edge protection there for the front for any top-down surfaces. And on the bottom there, we've got a generous camera bump there for protecting the rear lenses. You can see the dotted effect on the Apple logo. It's quite hard to see, but that's going to help with it from getting any yellow, and it's not going to help you're not going to have any bubbles form in case it gets wet. But generally, it's an okay case, but with very few options from Elago. As clear cases go, this feels pretty good. It's not that bulky, but it's definitely not that slim either. As MagSafe goes, it's going to charge the phone no problem, but it will not hold on to it either because it's not a MagSafe case. So this is the hybrid clear case from Elago, and this is retailing for $9.99. All right, that's all our coverage for the Elago cases for the iPhone 13 Pro and also for the iPhone 13 mini. I hope you found some value in this video. If it has, please leave us a like down below and let me know in the comments if you have any questions about any of these cases for these two devices. You can check out my other iPhone 13 Pro case reviews up in this playlist up here. Hit that subscribe button down below to catch all my future content, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.